So we will simply close down this browser, and now we're back at our GVO account. Our next step is going to be to set up our hosting account so that it is actually hosting the domain that we just did, that we just purchased. Now, I'm going to go very quickly through here. As we go through these web pages, you're going to see a lot of stuff. Do not get intimidated by it. I'm simply going to show you what you need to do to get this done, and we're not going to talk about anything else at this point. You don't need to worry about it. This is 90% of probably what you will ever do within the web pages that we're going to go to right now. So what we need to do now is go to activate our account, we need to go to our web host manager. Now there, we click here to access our web host manager. We'll get a new window that opens up. We'll expand that window. And here is our web host manager. Now, as I said, don't get intimidated by this. We're simply going to do two things here. The first thing is we have to scroll down and go to the section on packages, and we click add a package. Now, a package is simply a series of commands that tell the web host manager how much resources may be assigned to any one domain that it's hosting. Now, if you've already created a package once, you don't necessarily have to do this again. If you create a default package you like, the next time you add a website, you can simply go to create that account and tell it to add this same package. But for the purposes of the first time, we need to create a package. Now, I'm going to just call this package SteveG.net, since that is the website, that the domain that I'm going to be using. Now, for quota, I suggest you start out with 100 and bandwidth 500. Now, these can all be changed, but for a normal web page, you should probably start out here. And if you find you're running a lot of resources later, you can always come back and change this, and there's no problem with that. I'm not going to go into what these other things are. I'm just going to suggest you put a 5 in each box down here. The one thing that you might want to change later is email accounts, if you have more than 5 email accounts on this domain. We're going to go down now to settings. So we've got 100, 500, the rest 5s. Front page extensions, unless you're going to be using Microsoft Front Page to create your website, leave it blank. Leave CGI access checked. cPanel theme the same. Feature list default locale English, unless you're going to be using some kind of foreign language website, and click add. You've just created your package. Now, the next thing we want to do is scroll up to the top, and we will find these sections about account information and account functions. We're going to click on create a new account, and here's the page where we do that. It's going to be very simple, folks. You're going to put in the domain name. You don't need the www or the http or anything like that. So SteveGaghagen.net is the domain name. When I click out of this box, it's going to suggest a username. You can change that to anything you want, but it's got to be 7 letters. I'm just going to leave it as that. The password, I suggest you use the password generator and make a very difficult password for security reasons so people can't hack your website. But for right now, I'm just going to use something very easy so I don't get messed up in this demonstration. I am going to let you know that I am going to come back here and delete this account and this package and create a new one with different passwords and everything else so that you people can't hack my website. But for purposes of this demonstration, this is how I'm going to do it. Just put in a little password, and then I'm going to put in the email that I want the system to communicate with me through for this account. So in other words, if it's going to give me any notices about things being changed here or stuff like that, that's the email it's going to send it to. Now down here I need to select a package, and you'll see I have 3 packages in there, 2 that I created already and the one we just created, SteveG.net. Now I could have come in here and used my default package and skip the package creation stage because I've already created one of those, but I wanted to show you how to create a package. All the legend means up here is if any of these packages is red, that means it's used up its resources and you can't use it again. But all mine are green. I'm going to select Steve G Net, which is the package we created. We're going to leave select options manually blank. Settings should remain the same. Under DNS settings, you will click this box. Use the name servers specified at the domain's registrar. Okay? And local mail exchanger should be fine for mail routing. We click create, and now there's all sorts of little elves that go to work behind behind these web pages here, and things start happening. They've got their pointy hats and their curled shoes, and they're hobbling together everything that needs to be done to create this account. And this will take a couple seconds, and boom, we are now successfully created that account with that package. I'm going to suggest that you highlight this right here. This is all the information about this account. Copy it to your clipboard. Stick it on a notepad file, and I'm going to save that. I would, if I was doing this and not going to change it, I would save that. I would also print it out and keep it in a notebook for every time you do this, because that will keep all of your information safe so that you never lose it. Now, I'm going to go to List Accounts, and we're going to see that, yes, we have a new account in there, stevegaghagen.net. It shows my username, shows my contact email, shows the quota that I assigned to it, how much disk space is used, etc., etc. And many of these, this is a convenient place to modify things, your list of accounts, because I can go, for instance, to the package over here, and see this little icon right there? If I click on it, I get a place where I can choose to modify the package. I'm going to go back. I can go right in here and change the quota. Right? But I'm not going to do that right now. So that's just a very easy place for you to modify any accounts that you have. So we've done all we need to do here right now, because this is the second step, activating the domain that we just purchased, and it's now actively running on the web.